He forgave his son's killer. What happened next shocked everyone. On a cold January night in 1995, Azim Khamisa sat alone in his living room, unaware that his life was about to change forever. A knock on the door shattered his peace. The police stood there, hats in hand. His only son, Khamisa, a bright and promising 20-year-old college student, had been shot and killed while delivering pizza in San Diego. The killer? A 14-year-old boy named Tony Hicks, part of a street gang. He pulled the trigger during a robbery. Just a kid, lost in the chaos of a life shaped by violence. Azim was consumed by unimaginable grief. Tariq was his only child, a compassionate soul studying to become a peacemaker, a dreamer who believed in helping others. The pain was unbearable, but Azim said something most grieving parents never could. There were victims at both ends of the gun. That one sentence marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one rooted not in revenge, but in forgiveness and transformation. Tony Hicks was the youngest person in California tried as an adult for murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life. But while the world wrote him off, Azim chose a different path. Instead of hatred, he reached out. He contacted Tony's grandfather and legal guardian, Please Felix. Please, too, was broken, ashamed of what his grandson had done, yet determined to break the cycle of violence in his family. Azim and Please met. Two grandfathers, two fathers, two men who had lost a child, one to death, the other to prison. And from that pain, a bond was formed. Azim and Please decided to channel their grief into action. Together, they founded the Tariq Khamisa Foundation, TKF, with a mission to stop youth violence through education, mentorship, and restorative justice. They began speaking in schools across California, telling their story. Azim, the father of the victim, and Please, the grandfather of the shooter. Students were stunned. Some cried. Others were inspired. They weren't preaching. They were living proof that forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds. Meanwhile, Tony Hicks grew up behind bars. He reflected on his crime, took accountability, and began to change. He educated himself, mentored younger inmates, and stayed in touch with the work of the foundation. After serving 24 years, Tony was released from prison in 2019. And then something almost unbelievable happened. Tony joined the board of the Tariq Khamisa Foundation. Yes, the young man who once took Tariq's life now stood alongside his victim's father, teaching others about forgiveness, accountability, and the power of second chances. Azim once said, "Forgiveness is not forgetting, it's remembering without anger." Through forgiveness, he not only saved himself from a lifetime of bitterness, but he also transformed the lives of thousands. Through a father's unbearable loss came a movement that still heals today. This is not just a story of tragedy, it's a story of grace, of redemption, of what's possible when we choose to forgive, even when it feels impossible. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel for more true stories of hope, healing, and humanity. Because sometimes the warmest stories come from the coldest places.